not up, and I'll be your moderator for today. Welcome to today's panel discussion on the topic Life Integration of the Corporate Mother. As women in the corporate space, we often juggle many responsibilities: career growth, family, marriage, faith, and parenting. The question is, how do we succeed in these areas without losing focus and purpose? Today, we are privileged to hear from experienced women who will share practical insights and personal experiences on navigating these important aspects of life successfully. And now, I have the singular honor to introduce our distinguished discussants. Before we begin, I must admit that this is my first time moderating a panel and podcast session. So I come with both excitement and humility. However, I am truly honored to share this stage with such accomplished and inspiring women. And I look forward to a meaningful conversation with you all. Our first discussant is Watima Dufo Bafo Iwa, an accomplished business executive and transformational leader with over 18 years of experience in the insurance and financial services sector. As Chief Executive Officer of Star Assurance Limited, she has successfully led the company's transformation into the second largest insurer in Ghana through strategic leadership, innovation, and operational excellence. She is also the president of the Ghana Insurance Association and remains passionate about governance excellence, ESG leadership, and financial inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome Lady Watima as she takes her seat. Thank you, Lady Watima. Our second discussant is Nicolina Yeye Idiama, a highly accomplished insurance professional, transformational leader, educator, and public advocate with over 22 years of experience in the insurance industry. She is a chartered insurer, chartered marketer, certified ADR and paralegal professional, and currently serves as the head of the National Insurance Commission Central Region. Over the years, she has contributed immensely to insurance education, leadership development, public awareness, and financial inclusion through media engagement, mentorship, and industry service, both locally and internationally. Beyond her professional achievements, she is deeply passionate about social impact, women empowerment, youth development, and faith-based leadership. She is also an ordained minister of the gospel. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me, help me welcome Lady Nicolina as she takes it.
Asante say.
Our third discussant is Elsie Adade, a seasoned insurance professional and strategic leader with over 21 years of experience across the insurance, telecommunications, and service industries. As Chief Executive Officer of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, she continues to contribute significantly to insurance education, leadership, and industry development in Ghana. She is also a chartered insurance professional, consultant, and passionate advocate for advancing the insurance industry through innovation and public engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome Lady Elsie as she takes her seat. Our final discussant is Queen Wisla Oserieku, a passionate entrepreneur, inspirational personality, digital creator, and youth advocate dedicated to empowering lives through creativity, motivation, and innovation. Through her initiative, Queen Richla World, she continues to inspire young people and women, especially single mothers, to pursue purpose, confidence, and resilience. She is also an emerging author and AI content creator whose work promotes empowerment, creativity, and positive digital influence. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome Queen Richla to her seat.
Thank you.
You are all welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, our distinguished discussants, for joining us today. We are truly privileged to learn from your experiences, insights, and journeys. Let's now begin the conversation. To begin, I would like each of you to briefly share what the word integration means to you as a corporate woman evolving along your journey. So, Lady Fatima, since you are close to me,
Yes.
please start.
Thank you very much. I think for me, integration means all the different parts of me and my life being aligned together, not competing with each other, but being aligned. So this also means that in Romans 8:28, it says that all things work together for good for those that love God. So the uncomfortable things are there, the good things are there, and it's all supposed to work together for my good. It's not integration to me, it's more a spiritual reality that different aspects of my life should work together and ensure that the purpose that I have for myself or the purpose God has put for me is aligned together. So for me, that's what integration means. I think it also means that it's seasonal. So at every point in my life, my work could demand a bit more of me, or at any point in time, my mental health has to take priority. So integration is knowing when the seasons happen and how you are supposed to behave and also imbibe it into your life. That's for me, that's what integration is.
Okay, thank you. Lady Nicolina.
So for me, integration is all about being purposeful and knowing exactly personal, corporate. If you have kids, you're taking care of them. When to even have kids, you know. So it's a decision you take to ensure that every aspect of your life that demands priority in you. And at what time it demands, you make the time for it. And when you transition and there are gaps, then you'll be able to tell yourself, yes, I'm supposed to do that and do it right. So you can. So every aspect of your life should be like the building blocks. You should know when to put 6 inch and when to put 8 inch. You know, that's very critical. So at some point, you may want to say, I'm tired, I'm sleeping. Let the kitchen be okay?
Yeah.
But sometimes you say, look, I'm going to have guests. And so because I'm going to have guests, let me make sure that it is what it is. So at every point in time, you're making sure that what has to be is.
Thank you.
Yes, I also consider integration as a very important aspect of my life, more especially when there are various phases, as my sister has rightly stated. And there is the need for us to ensure we understand the phase we find ourselves in and what the priority lines are supposed to be. Um, we have transitioned over the years at various levels. You could talk about when you started your career, there was a particular thing that you need to do to grow to the next level. Now, if you also transition from career to getting married, there are still expectations that you need to meet at any given point in time. But for me, I think the most important thing is understanding where you are, seeking guidance where you need to, and also prioritizing it in such a way that there would be a level playing field in addressing most of everything that you have on your plate at any given point in time.
Thank you, Lady.
Okay. For me, integration means intentionally building a life where my faith, motherhood, and career healing and personal growth all work together in harmony. It's about me being whole and authentic in every area of my life without even losing myself while pursuing success or purpose. That's what I understand.
Yeah. I think you've all said almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Because from all you said, career, faith, parenting are all in there. So I think you've answered the question right. So we'll go to our next session. And this question goes to Lady Batima. It's about yourself. As a CEO leading one of Ghana's top insurance companies, how have you integrated personal well-being with the demands of executive leadership?
Okay, so I think for me, sustainable leadership requires sustainable living.
Yes.
I need to be able to make sure I am okay. The demands of leadership, especially executive leadership, you can get overwhelmed. You can come to work, and if you're not careful, you probably work throughout during your lunch break. So it is important to have time for yourself. Because for you to be a good leader, you must make sure that you are balanced. You cannot pour into somebody what you don't have. So it is all very important to me as a leader to ensure that my well-being, I prioritize it. It is not a luxury.
No.
For me, it is a necessity because I'm leading a whole group of people, and sometimes they even they need my emotions as well.
Yeah.
So I need that extra emotions, extra care, extra self-care, extra intentionality to be able to lead my team and to be able to pour into them as well.
Yeah.
So for me, my personal well-being, my mental health, it is not a luxury for me. For me to be a good leader, I need it to be able to lead my team. I need it to be able to take good decisions. I need it to be able to understand where my team is coming from. And if you are tired or you are burnt out, automatically your leadership gets in the balance because you are not the intentional person that you are meant to be to provide for you. So that is the biggest thing. So my mental health, my personal well-being, my happiness would always come first.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to work.
That's very important. Yeah.
When it comes to work, it's a different conversation at home. When it comes to work, my happiness must come first because I need to bring out the happiness of my team members.
Yeah.
And I need to draw strength and draw what the good things that are in them.
Yeah.
If I'm not in a good space, I will
That's right.
So automatically,
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Lady Batima. And this question goes to Lady Nicolina. You have built an impressive career across insurance leadership, ministry, and public advocacy. How have you intentionally integrated professional growth, social impacts, and personal development throughout your journey?
Well, Intentionality is very important. I'll add consistency.
Sure.
You will be you could be intentional about something, but if you're not consistent with it, you won't get the needed results that you yourself you want. My journey has been very interesting. I came into insurance not well prepared for it. I was looking for a job, and way back when I was in school, I had my downward insurance and all that to work because of their slogan. It's
Wow.
the dynamic.
Imagine how well.
That is me. Okay. And then when I made the first try, they said, no, we don't take intensive. I went back and I was then married. I I said I'm not giving birth until I start working. And I got pregnant 4 months. They called me for job.
Wow.
And then they said that, okay, so if you're pregnant, then go when you give birth. And because I really wanted to, so then I went again and I given birth 3 months and I started working. And when one thing I
Were they actually waiting for you?
because every year there's vacancy.
Oh, okay, sure.
I was also timing them.
Okay.
Then at the interview, I was like, so how are you able to? I'm a marketer, I was a professional marketer. Then I said something that has stuck with me myself. I said it. And then they asked, so how are you going to bring in business as a marketer? And I said, when Jesus was leading the disciples, he told them, stay here and I'll empower you. And when I empower you, you go to the Jerusalem, to the Jericho, and to the utmost part of the world. This is my story in short. And then they said, what do you mean by that? I said, my Jerusalem is my home, my first and my surroundings. My Jericho is my acquaintances, okay, my schoolmates, extended families, and then the uttermost part of the world, other my church, everything then coming where I know that I can build relationship to get business going for me. So consistency, okay. Now when I was working there, I built myself. I didn't go there as an insurance professional. I went there as a marketer.
Okay.
You won't believe before I started even the insurance course, I was teaching people insurance. Because when I learned how to drive, I saw the need and I told them that, okay, if you finish learning how to drive, you will buy a car. I work with an insurance company, so let me teach you motor insurance. So I started. So that consistency led on. Then I found myself having certain clients that I could cross sell. So that consistency is there. But besides it, I noticed I didn't manage some aspect very well. So I had to take a little break, consider all the other areas, and see how to navigate again in those areas. So the development of my children, I felt that consistently I must grow with them. So I'm interested in what they are doing and how they are keeping up. Sometimes they are learning together. At work, there are people working with you. So if you want people to be able to feel comfortable to work with you, you need to also give them their space and respect their space and know that they can do more if you give them the opportunity. So that also, brings, so that frees me to think more, to do other things. Then I grow thereby corporately navigating myself through all the various departments and units that I found interesting to do. And for me, it's been one thing to the other. Learning also has also been part of my consistency in my growth.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lady Elsie, with over 2 decades of leadership experience, how have you intentionally integrated career progression, continuous learning, and family responsibilities?
Thank you very, very much. I would want to say that, especially my journey in my career, I worked with large teams. My previous work experience, first, I was handling over 500 staff, and the expectation, the needs are different. What they want at any given time is different. And when I moved from that company, I went to another organization where I was handling 4,000 people. More especially, it was largely men. So there was the need for me to create a level that they can relate to me. And at the same time, I could lead with certain level of precision. And I can say that throughout the journey, one of the key things I learned is you don't need to um, try to do too much. Let everybody understand what they need to do. Give them the support with empathy. That at the end of the day, everybody is contributing to the overall pool. Somebody may have strength in one aspect and the other in another. So, my job as a leader is to make sure that, regardless of what the overall goal is, and the board of directors and everybody, they are all looking at the bottom line. So, regardless of what you need to do, the bottom line becomes a picture in mind. But at the same time, looking at the team, making sure that they understand and they can support the vision. It hasn't been an easy journey as a woman, but I can say that some way, somehow, it toughens you. Toughen you to take decisions when you are very clear. And one of the mantras that we have always had is can do. Can do means that if you can do it, but be responsible for the decisions you make. And your responsibility, once you are able to give justification, understand what it is that is leading to the overall picture, you get the support. So, my admonition to anybody is there is no need competing. Be intentional about what the goals are and get people to support you in the journey. And at the end of the day, it's a collective success. Don't try to celebrate yourself against the rest, but let everybody feel they've been part of the team. Thank you.
Thank you too, Lady Elsie. Queen Richla, how did you intentionally integrate motherhood, healing, personal growth, and ambition without losing your identity and purpose?
Wow. Interesting. Thank you so much. Um, First of all, I intentionally integrated motherhood by healing, personal growth, and ambition by first understanding who I am and who God created me to do or to be. I gave myself permission to heal because I've been through a lot. Even growing up, I've had health issues. I became a single mother when I never thought I would be. Especially when growing up, you took care of yourself. You really wanted to marry even as a virgin. So even at the age of like 25, 26, I was still a virgin. So imagine, not my wildest dream did I even thought of become a single mother. So I gave myself permission to heal when that phase came in my life, to grow and still dream big. And being a mother did not stop my purpose.
Yeah.
For example, my children are the reason I have this business of mine, which are the Natural Cosmetics. All three of my products are named after them. I have a Stroma shower gel, Achedia skin butter, and Adepa hair treatment. So being a mother did not stop me at all. It rather made me to dream big to give my children what I couldn't even get growing up. And also, I've learned to prioritize my peace, set boundaries. I don't do too much of friends because I remember when I became a single mother, my fiancé, the issue and everything, I got dragged on social media. I got insulted. I went through that. So I set boundaries through that. And also, I stay connected to my values. And so I will not lose my identity while others, helping others. And I'm building my future as well. So that's how I'm maneuvered through.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's great. We are learning. We are learning a lot. Okay, so we've come to our work environment. Queen Richla, you just spoke, but I also give you the honors to answer this question. As an entrepreneur, digital creator, and youth advocate, how have you intentionally integrated creativity, purpose, motherhood, and career growth while building your personal brand?
Thank you so much. As an entrepreneur and digital creator and youth advocate, I've learned to build with purpose and passion. I have so much passion for arts. Let me start with my first business, Rich Pencil Art Gallery. Growing up, my brother can draw. Like,
Okay.
he would just be sitting there looking at you and you'd be drawing. I love to read. I love
Okay.
to write. But once he was drawing, it made me fall in love with art. Because the moment I see him looking at something and he would draw it come out exactly like that. I fell in love with art. So there was a time Ochiame Kwame and Anika, they organized an art festival for ex-President Kufuor. A lot of artists came there, and I can't draw. I haven't even tried it before. So I got interacted with most of them, and I got to know that in the space of digital and technology, there are actually apps you can use to make it come up. Then I was like, as curiosity, I started learning how to use those apps. And now Rich Pencil Art Gallery has become a business for me. So I intentionally use my creativity and personal experience to inspire others to on social media while creating opportunities for growth. So like, let's take for instance, AI. We are in the AI world now. Now it got to a time everybody photo shoot became like a craze. So when you're celebrating your birthday,
It's necessary.
so when AI came, there was one Nigerian lady I was following on social media. She started advertising about if you want to learn how to create images, if you want to learn videos, curiosity again, I enrolled. And I got to learn a lot about this AI creation. So that now when I'm celebrating my birthday, even my kid's birthday, I just use their pictures, I snap. Then I'm good to go. I create for to post on social media. And I've had an online class as we speak through that. Yes. So motherhood taught me responsibility, resilience, and discipline. I applied those same values to my brand and career. Everything I do is connected to my impact and empowerment. And that's why I started with this initiative, Queen Richla World Inspiring the Youth, which I launched just this 1st January
No, okay.
because we are in the space of social media that the youth are oppressed. They think they are not enough. The fake life from some of the celebrities are oppressing them. Some are even becoming suicidal. So I just put it upon myself to use my social media platform to post things to inspire them, to motivate them, to bring their creativity out of them. So when you go to my social media, whether TikTok, Facebook, everything I post, my write up, everything is just inspiring the youth. And funny enough, I've had a lot of youth drawn to me. And let me give this testimony. There was a man of God from US called Pastor Frank Fusuapia came to my church. I go to church at Maker's House Chapel. So I went to the altar to put my seed. And as I was going, the man saw me and called me and was like, I'm seeing a lot of youth coming close to you. God is giving you a ministry and it's for the youth. And I said, oh, I started this on social media called Queen Risla World Inspiring. He said, that's your ministry. So the power of social media, I'm using it to add to whatever ministry God is giving me.
We thank God. Thank God for everything that comes our way.
Exactly.
Okay. Right. So we'll move to marriage and relationship. Sorry, before then, Lady Elsie, please talk about work for us. As Chief Executive Officer of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, how can women intentionally integrate continuous learning, professional relevance, and leadership growth in today's evolving workplace?
Thank you very much. I think that this is a discussion worth having as we grow. Professional development, especially for women, I would link it right from our family. That sometimes we have ambitions for ourselves. So you want to say that I want to do my master's, I want to do my PhD. It is important that even if you want to do, communicate with your spouse, communicate with your children. I've realized over the period that if you want to achieve some of these things and you take your spouse out or your children out, they'll be observing you. When it's in the evening, they expect supper to be ready. When it's in the afternoon, they want mommy to help with the homework. But because you don't engage enough, they will observe you to do whatever. By the time you finish that PhD, you've lost your home. By the time you finish, you've lost your children. So I always say that it is important that we are intentional about it. Intentional in the sense that whatever priorities that we have, as the world evolves, it is important that we pay attention to our personal growth. I've observed sometimes that people wait for organizations to help them. If my company doesn't sponsor my learning in this area, I'll not do anything for myself. And I love the fact that my sister has indicated you have to pursue it intentionally by yourself in terms of what your overall objective or goal is, so that when you do it, it's not for anybody, but you feel that you did it out of the need to do. And it's even an inspiration to even your spouse. Sometimes you may be climbing and your spouse would wonder how you are able to manage everything. And based on that, they also want to do more. In the same way, that comes to your children. So I would say that communication with your family is important. Set the priorities and plan for it. People make excuses that my work takes too much of my time, I'm unable to do anything. The work will take much of your time. But sometimes when you give yourself a little time for yourself, which is when you enroll with the consent of your family, you equally need to balance your work in such a way that you can make the commitment with time. And a lot of people are succeeding if you put away most of the excuses and work towards it. So I urge everybody that we can do it provided we are willing and hungry enough to succeed at whatever level. Thank you.
I remember when I was doing my CI, I came to GIC, and at that time my children were very young. So I wasn't frequenting class. So anytime, and my colleagues, the close associates, they were young, they weren't married, they didn't have children. Anytime I go away and I show up, they all start laughing at me. Are you still doing this course? Yes. And now, every time they ask of their children, I tell them, oh, they are in school, they are in SHS, and
Yeah.
they are surprised. They say, "Ah, just right now." I say,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so Lady Waterman, unmarried. How important are support systems and partnership in helping women integrate successful careers with healthy marriages and family life?
Okay, so I'll try to be as practical and honest as possible.
Yes.
A little bit about my life.
Mm.
So I think, and thanks be to God, I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And I knew what was ahead of me. And that informed my choice of partnership.
Okay.
I did not go for, oh, I'm in love, I'm in love. No, I mean, yes, the love was there, but for me, I knew I had a calling.
Mhm.
So for me, I had to have honest, frank conversations with my partner.
Mhm.
I met a couple of people and I realized it didn't work out
Mhm.
because of where I was going to.
Mhm.
So I had very honest conversations with my husband.
Mhm.
that this is where I am going career-wise. This is where I'm going in terms of my work. And I would also ask him, what are your ambitions? Because we need to make sure that it sinks. Because ultimately we are going to create a family.
Yeah.
So for me, that was non-negotiable. So as people were going on dates, we're having hard meetings.
It's important. Many of us,
When people were going on dates, where, okay, if I have to be out of the country a certain time, what happens? If I'm to have this many number of kids, how would we structure our time? Because I also knew that I wanted to be a hands-on mother. So for me, support system I cannot do without. And my parents are very, very instrumental in my life and in my children's life, and it is intentional. Because I realized that I always say to my mother that if she wasn't around, I won't let my kids go to the school that they're doing. Because I know my mother would spend a lot more time with them where I'm not available. So I always say to her, if you were dead, I would have sent them to a Christian boarding school. And that's exactly because I knew that I had certain milestones that I wanted my children to achieve. And Christian faith is not negotiable. So these were conversations that my husband I had to have with him. I had to, family, I'm from a very tight knit family. Family is very important to me. My husband, not so much. But I ended up drawing him in because I was close to his grandmother. When he wasn't there, I would call myself because I wanted to prove a point.
yeah,
That I am close to my family. That doesn't mean I cannot be close to you.
yeah.
And ultimately, it's a village that raises.
Yeah.
It's a village. I still believe it's a village that raises children. So that is very important to me. My sister-in-law, fantastic lady. I can dump my children as soon as they see, they'll walk right past my brother and go to my sister-in-law.
Wow.
And I'm like, Madam, this is the uncle. This is the one going to. No. Auntie, this is my best friend. And for me, that's fantastic. So on Sunday, when I know that Monday is going to be a head of a week,
Yeah.
I go to my parents for lunch. I'm waiting for my kids to say I want to go to Auntie. So you can dance there. So even if they don't say, I'm like, Madam, are you not going to Auntie today? Oh, yes, this is family. I'm like,
Pack your things.
I make use of it. I have a twin sister. Yeah, their second mother. That's for no negotiable. I mean, they cannot be upset at me. They run straight to my sister. They know that well. She deals with them. I know her kids too. Any issue. You also we know that her kids are more like me.
Yeah.
My kids are more
Like
like
your
her.
sister.
So we tend to exchange.
Oh, okay.
Support system is the most important. It's essential. Without it, I cannot be where I am. Without it, truth be told, I cannot be where I am. Without my husband understanding and even getting a job that is flexible, because my life is not as flexible as I want it to be. So he will drop in for lunch and have lunch with the kids because I might not be there.
Example.
When I get home, I have to understand that he's taking about 2 hours to be with my kids. So I have to wait for him an extra 2 hours when I'm tired.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I fall asleep, I'll give a rain check that I promise we'll do this.
Yeah.
So those are the conversations that you need to have. Love alone is not
It's not enough.
Hard conversations are very important. Sometimes you say, oh, but the kids are old enough. And I'm like, no, this is how I want it. So he has to sacrifice. And I have to sacrifice as well. So at every point in time, because we are all on the same page and we are aligned as to how each of us career is going, how each of us want our kids to be raised, we have alignment. So it's a bit easier. But the honest conversations, those were had when we were dating. He knew exactly what. He even knew that I wanted this number of kids. This age gap.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't get to. Life happened. We still had a plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still had a plan. Even though life didn't shine so brightly on certain aspects for me. Like me getting pregnant earlier than I'd wanted. We still had it. Yeah. So I think it was always good to always circle back. Yeah. That was critical for me. And I also knew that I wanted to do most of my education before I had kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these were conversations. I think for me, I was very focused, very structured. Before boyfriend kind of came in, I had done quite a number of schooling because I knew I wanted to finish certain milestones before I do certain things.
Yeah.
Because I know when I'm married, I can't say I want to do it, but I have to have I have some So things that I could do easily, like school, masters, whatever, I did it quick.
Yeah.
Did it over and done with. Then we tackled life together. So I think for me, it's a hard decision, it's a hard conversation.
That's great.
And that's what helps me.
Yeah. And I think that's what we have to inculcate into our children. If we haven't already done that,
Yeah.
love alone is not enough. They should go beyond love and hard conversations with their partners. So from the word go, if it doesn't align with your purpose, you drop it.
Drop it.
Yes, you drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as there were feelings involved, realize this would be a problem for me.
Yes, exactly.
So, marriage has enough problems as it is. This is something that can be easily corrected and not going to it. I think
It's better. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. That was very, very practical and insightful. Lady Nicolina, as someone involved in leadership, ministry, mentorship, and social impact work, how important is emotional intelligence and communication in sustaining healthy relationships and family life?
Communication is everything.
Because
Tonight. Sustaining it, my, you take it a different way because everybody in the way they want to communicate to or with, even with your children. You have one who, when you win, they know what you're talking about.
exactly.
You can have another that you need to talk. Another you need to raise your voice before you say. Another just a look. And another just quiet. Okay. So I believe I bring it to my work setting as well. You need to know the people you're dealing with. Because like a very important aspect of my life has to do with engaging. Okay. Now you can't be communicating and engaging with people who don't understand what you're trying to. You need to pull back, and sometimes you need to go blank, even on yourself, to assess, reassess, and adjust to find out whether where I'm going is really going to help or they're really coming along with me. Because look, two cannot work except they agree.
Yes.
And that is communication. If we are going somewhere and you don't understand what I'm communicating, how can you go with me? How can you follow? And how can even we succeed? You understand? So in everything I do, if I'm having a challenge with one in terms of understanding, I pull back. And sometimes as women as we are, people think that for training or yeah, baby dodo. But I know what I want, I know where we are going. So why would I pull back and say that look, let me reconsider the relationship because it's very critical. But in some other settings, for instance, in my mediation work, because most of the time the cases come and you have to address it. You need to find way of letting them appreciate what your stand will be or how the case should go and flow. Then you can get the invite. You understand?
Yes.
So for me, every aspect of my life and the people I deal with, I communicate differently. I relate differently. But all throughout, you need to know that good relationship is better than because it might not be today, but tomorrow. And what we say, what we do, really impacts us in everywhere we go. Yesterday, I had a chill, somebody telling me is the brother of my boss.
Mm.
And this is somebody I trained. I went. And it was for me chilling because I'm like, really? So you see, if I have not lived well,
Yeah.
and that's a particular term to my somebody who takes a lot of information from me. If I hadn't done it well, you can just imagine. You can just tell me that I will not
Yeah,
my head.
exactly.
And I'm done.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
wherever we are, whatever we are,
Yeah.
let us know. Even with your action, you communicate.
Exactly.
Even with the dress you wear, you're communicating. Communication is everything that we do, and it's important. And especially as career women, often than not, we women, sometimes, especially when we come to leadership, we are misunderstood a lot of the time because there are people you really want to help. So you might say something, maybe out of anger. You might say something out of wanting to nurture or groom. They might not take it well.
Yeah.
And as a leader, if you don't calm down to reassess and to re-engage, you realize that you are misunderstood. And this can turn into something else that you really wouldn't want. So it's
That's
important to communicate and communicate clearly, concisely, and with precision.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Lady Elsie, career responsibilities can sometimes consume a lot of time and energy. How can corporate women integrate career success with healthy relationships and family dynamics? No, Lady Botsman has said a lot about family dynamics and all of that, but please
Uh,
let's hear from
I
you as
think
well.
all my sisters over here have said it.
Yes.
And it's important that we highlight it and highlight it even more. Um, our goal as women in the career development is not just about you, but it's about the impact, it's about the lives, it's about the legacy you want to leave. Sometimes you don't even need to make a statement, but people watch your body language. They watch your mannerisms in the way you relate to other people above you or just on the same level or even below. So, one of the things that I am intentional about is if we are in a situation where we need to make decisions and it is more of everybody wants to make a point. Sometimes it's not all the points that are necessary at a given point in time. Sometimes, when major decisions need to be made, you may want to sleep over, not because you don't have an immediate answer, but you want to think through the decisions that you are making and make sure it is sound enough. Sometimes you also need to do a little bit of research, and research has been a tool which helps almost everybody in navigating some of the things that they do as professionals. So I think that I want to highlight the fact that we can do a lot when we are humble enough to listen and learn from whoever. We can also develop ourselves when we are intentional about what we are looking for. And then ultimately, I would always say that we also need to seek guidance. Sometimes it could be the least people you expect. Sometimes a security man can tell you more than you even need. Sometimes you could also pray over certain things and get direction. So I believe that as a professional woman, it is good to always learn, but it is also good enough to also listen and make sure you can integrate everything well and also nurture whoever you want to nurture. And my last admonition is also the spirit of humility. Sometimes the little information we know, we are too proud to even continue to share. It is important that sometimes a gentle spirit and the spirit of humility can let people learn more than you are even delivering. So that would be my comment, that as we grow, we should be more intentional and know that everybody's watching you when you least expect.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm learning a lot. I told you, they are experienced women, so I'm learning from them. Yeah. Faith, Lady Nicolina, you are also an ordained minister of the gospel. How has your faith helped you intentionally integrate purpose, leadership, and service throughout your personal and professional journey?
Ordained minister was just last week. I have done
Congratulations.
Yeah, let's clap for her.
You don't know about me. I have been preaching for the past 10 years.
Wow.
I do ministry in different places, including my church
Mm.
and the other churches. My work is ministry,
Mm.
and insurance is in the Bible. Galatians 6 1 and 2. Bury one another's burden.
Mm.
I take upon myself to help people and to bear others' burden. This morning on Joy FM, and hi, Adam, I told you I would say this here. I mentioned that when you call me for something, I look at it. Is it for the greater good?
Mm.
Will it benefit? I don't look at myself. So sometimes I sacrifice a lot to make sure that people say thank God. For me, that alone is enough. I remember about 8 years ago, there was a case in the Ghana. My NGO, Outreach for Christ International, we rallied things and we went to the village. If you Google Outreach for Christ International, you'll see it there and the things we went to do. And that has started with me. I am not surprised that today my daughter could tell me on our birthdays, let's go and do wardrobe giveaway.
Mm.
It's a seed I planted years back.
Mm.
And consistently for the past 2 years, because she's a day before my birthday, it takes this. Faith is very important to me. I pray a lot. I am not the type that you see me, like loud.
Yeah.
But even when I'm talking to you, I can be praying.
Mm.
And I always say that I build my spiritual antenna so that I can draw from God
Mm.
to lead me, to direct me. So some of the things I do, even in leadership, I draw inspiration from God. My children, I draw inspiration from God for them. When I wanted my daughter to be an actuary and she didn't want to, I prayed. One day God just told me, leave her for me. And here we are. So my life is ordered by God because I believe strongly that we are not of our own.
Mm.
The people I engage and how I interact, I believe that I want God to lead me. Sometimes you're upset with something and you want to do the self. But when you go back to your process and know that, look, I don't live for myself, I live for God, you're more careful
Mm.
and you are intentional about making sure that people let your light shine. That's what the Bible says. And then we are also salt. What is salt? We preserve.
Mm.
Okay, we bring taste. We bring light. We bring life. This has been my guiding principle as I walk through my journey. It's like, and in all my leadership style, I bring this. You won't come to me and I won't talk to you about God. No. Even if you are not a Christian, I have a Muslim working in my office, very dedicated. Sometimes we pray, and I encourage him. That is his faith from home. I won't say because I'm a Christian, he's a Muslim. So we gel so much, we won't believe it. And so it doesn't matter. Faith in God Almighty, the Maker, your maker is important. And we need to learn to let everybody that comes around us know that it's not compromise.
Yeah.
It's not compromise. Sometimes with my children, their day of birth, we're praying.
Yeah.
Because I want them to have sound spiritual guidance. Sometimes I say, God, you talk to them before I do, because they are adults now. So lead them for me. And when I pray about my work too, I say, God, everybody, because your work impacts on what I do as
Exactly.
work. So if you are not good, I can't be good, and the atmosphere can be toxic.
Yeah.
You know, so faith is very important. And when we draw God into whatever we do, He shows forth and we help.
I wanted to ask Lady Nicolina whether she prayed about me before asking me to do that.
She prayed. She prayed.
I haven't stopped praying for you. I haven't.
We see that behind me.
Everybody here, I shared the prayer.
I know God.
When she told me she was going to go on the mountain and the traffic, I just said, and this morning, me and my sister, we have prayed and heard.
Yeah.
So just sharpen your spiritual eye,
Yeah.
and God will lead
Amen.
Amen.
you.
Amen.
Amen.
I see my sister Reverend in the house.
Shout out to Sister Reverend.
We pray a lot as well too.
That's fine.
Okay.
Queen Richla,
Yes, darling.
how has your spiritual journey helped you intentionally integrate healing,
Uh,
resilience, and purpose into your life?
Interesting. I want to start by what Auntie Nicola said. I grew up in a home that my mom is like you. But you can't say you go to church. My mom was a Catholic, but ended up forcing us to go to Pentecost.
Okay.
Because of the faith.
Mobile Empire.
So I've been a church girl right from growing up. As so my spiritual journey has been my foundation through every challenge and season of growth. Faith helped me to heal from pain, remain resilient during difficult moments, and stay focused on my purpose. I've had this opportunity, and let me put my church on the spot. I go to the Lakers Half Chapel, and when I became a single mother, if not for my church, I don't know where I would have been. The women's fellowship, they held me like this. Because my story is when I've prepared, we are almost getting married, and I found out I was pregnant. Only for my fiancé to leave me to end up getting married to an older woman because of wealth.
Okay.
So I was pregnant when my fiance's pictures of his wedding and engagement was sent to me. And at that time, my mom enrolled me in the school. I started school and found out I was pregnant. It was a difficult moment in my life. But my church and my faith in God really held me. I realized that it is God that made a children form. So the God that made that child form has a reason for my life and a purpose for my life. So my faith has helped me through my challenges in life. Sometimes I ask myself, if I didn't know God, what would I do? Because when every door is closed, I go, but even in the Bible, there's a quotation that God said, when your mother and father forsake you,
Yeah.
I, the Lord, will take you out. So it means that God even knows that time in your life, mother will not be there, father will not be there, but only Him will take you through. So my growing up, my mother, how she introduced me to God has helped me this far in my journey. And I thank God for my best life.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Lady Elsie, parenting. In the journey of integrating career, family, and parenting, how important is communication, especially for mothers raising children with special needs?
Hmm. I'll use this opportunity to say congratulations or well done to all mothers who are taking care of children with special needs. Because sometimes you go through a phase in your life where you never prepared for it. You didn't have the information ahead of time for you to do things differently. But you are faced with the reality. I had a friend who had an autistic child, and she was fortunate that she was in the US. There were support systems that helped her. Sometimes within our circles, it is assumed there's something wrong with you because we don't have enough information and we didn't know what we did. But I would say that even normal children, taking care of them is difficult. And to even consider special needs. And one of the things that we should be now looking at, sometimes their mental health, it drains them to a point of wondering whether they have to keep the baby or do something. I would say anybody who has a special need, God also has a special plan. We may not understand why, but we know that God doesn't make a mistake. And once you have the opportunity of having that life, then you have a responsibility. I can also say that sometimes you don't know how strong you are until you are faced with such reality. And we need to seek help when we have to. Sometimes one sister in the church or one family around is going through the same thing. And if we can only share with honest support, we'll be able to get the needed help. A lot of the time, too, we could also say that we may not know it all. I remember when my children were, when they were younger, they were sick. I had to go to work. And I was there around 12 midnight taking care of my child. An elderly woman saw that I was tired. And she said, my daughter, you let your child rest on you. I won't collect your child, but I'll watch you sleep. And when you feel you are okay, you can go. That sleep for 30 minutes or 15 minutes meant like 1 hour for me. And at that time, that is all I needed. So I would say that we just need to appreciate the uniqueness of everybody and address people's issues with grace, because they don't have plans for it and it just happens. So my admonition to anybody and everybody is special needs are not disaster. Special needs are needs which requires the special grace that God has given you. And let's call for help. Clinical psychologists are there. There are people who have more expertise who can give us one support or the other. And even in the workplace, when our colleagues are going or dealing with such, don't let us mock them. Because sometimes the stigma around it makes them withdraw to the extent of not bringing the full potential of their children. So that would be my admonition on that. Mm.
Very great.
Okay. Queen Richla,
Yeah.
as no, quickly, Queen Richla. Yes. Yeah. As a single mother and youth advocate,
Yeah.
how can women intentionally raise resilient and confident children
Yeah.
while helping them navigate social media,
Yeah.
peer pressure, and modern day distractions?
Yeah. Thank you so much. I take these notes down, so let me read it out so that everybody will understand it. I said that like women can intentionally raise resilient, confident children by leading with love, communication. A lot of parents hardly even sit down with their children and communicate with them. And we have to be we have to lead by good example. In today's world, parents must stay involved in their children's life Like, get involved, have password to their phone, teach them strong values, build their confidence. Me, my daughter, she's just 10 years. But whenever I call her, I make her, your this thing is what? Then she'll go like, Mommy, I'm bold, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm a maid born, so I'm intelligent. So every day when I'm telling her this, she has confidence in herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't need anybody
Body
anywhere
to
to tell her that you are beautiful before the chamber you get to so and you create a safe space where they can talk openly. We grew up when from our generation
Yeah.
that Akrabia Urea, we think we are and we shut them down. Let them be open so that they won't be naive. They will express themselves.
Mm.
Other than that, they will learn it from the social media
Exactly.
space. Social media and peer pressure are real. They are real. They are represented that app called TikTok. If you don't communicate with your children, that TikTok will communicate to them.
Mm.
And when your children feel supported and guided and valued at home, they are better, they are equipped and make wise decisions. The era of social media, that's why I'm saying that we should get close to our children. This generation are too smart because over time, even having we have smartphones, but your child will be close to you. By the time you finish opening your phone, well, who code that? You put your phone down with the only social media accounts, but obetumi akọ everywhere. They are smart. My 4-year girl can take my tablet and go to YouTube. By the time we realize she's downloading something already. So we need to make time with these children. Our children, they are our gift, they are our treasure. If you have time for work, you have time for your husband, you have time for your social life, have time for the children. Create an environment they can open, especially our girl child. Openly come and tell you, mommy, a boy told me that I'm fasting. Mommy, a boy told me that. Openly can tell you that. But if you are not that close, they hardly can, because I'm not called feel shy
To come in.
but if you have a good relationship with your daughter, any silly joke, even at school, they will come and tell you.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hmm. Our time is up, but we are enjoying the conversation. We have a lot more questions to ask. With your permission, can we continue? Okay, permission granted. All right. So let me ask Lady Watima, as a woman in executive leadership, how can corporate mothers integrate quality parenting while managing demanding careers? I think you even spoke about it earlier, but
Yeah, so I think for me, like I said, I really want this to be a hands-on mother. So, and I also wanted certain things. So, conversations with my husband included having a living nanny. And I remember during that time, he didn't have a nanny when he was growing up. I didn't have a nanny, but my mom was at home. But I think for me, it was important for me to get a living nanny, somebody that I was paying, so that the person would be accountable.
Yeah.
I did not want family could come and stay with us, no problem. But when it came to my children, I had to go for a living nanny.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy I did that.
You did,
And
yeah.
I was very specific as to what I wanted. I did not want a kid. I wanted somebody older than me, somebody that had children, and mother figure to my baby. So they actually, and she's still with me.
wow.
13 years down the line.
Wow.
That's
Incredible.
and I mean, that was very important. And my children, I think they Googled me quite early on in life, so I started having honest conversations because by the time they Googled me, they knew everything about it. So I said, okay, then you are old enough to know certain things. So I put structures in place. And I try to schedule my meetings, my lives, kind of to, they would always call, maybe my daughter, for example, she does not, mommy is working, mommy, even though she's 10. So if I have important meetings, for example, I try to schedule it as much as possible to mornings when she's in school.
Okay.
Because by 4:30, there will be a call on my phone.
no matter where I am, she would call. So I mean, think my colleagues know that my daughter will
Cool.
by all means. Yes, when she gets back, she must talk to me. So I also speak to my staff about it, and we discuss some of these things. I am their primary caregiver,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
And so they are at an age where, even though I teach them to be independent,
Yeah.
age appropriate.
Yeah.
So some people would think I am very hard on my kids.
Yeah.
From 7:30 p.m., you are both in your rooms.
Mm-hmm.
You are sleeping. Because I have to try and leave work at 5 so that I can meet them. Half of the time I haven't finished my work. But I want to dedicate some time
Okay.
to see them. So by 7:30, I need to make sure they are asleep so that I can continue my
work.
my work. So, and I also speak to my colleagues, and maybe because I'm also a mother, I'm very comfortable. If you need to go and attend to your child,
Yeah.
you should.
You should.
And I think thankfully with remote working, etc., I am not the leader that I must see you from 8 to 5. No, I don't need to see you from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
It's very easy. You have your task to do. And you can be sitting at work and really not do anything. I have learned
Exactly.
you will be there. Some people even leave at 7. And you know you're leaving at 5, you'll be feeling so guilty.
Yeah.
Only for you to find out that because of time, that's why
Yeah, just
they are not
time.
doing the
Yeah.
extra time or time.
Time.
So for me, my time, me being with my son, he's also entering the teenage.
Yeah.
So he's a new person to me now. All I know is on Saturday when I wake up, there's banging music, and I also have to respect his space because he's big on independence and this is my business.
Exactly.
You cannot come into my business.
I love it that way.
So I have to have age appropriate conversation.
Some people can relate. So you're shaking the head. And you're shaking the head. People are shaking because they can relate. Blocking it.
I know, right? Somebody waiting for the conversation with me at 8. I know, right? So those are the things.
I
have to
know.
wake up to banging music in the middle of the night.
Your head
I'll be
is
on the game, and I'll be like, no. Sometimes I sleep with the game remote with under my pillow.
Exactly.
Because I'm a parent. I mean, I speak to my team, and I think they're also, most of my teams who are also young parents. They have parents, young kids, and I have to give me the grace because my daughter, she's like times 1,000. So if I know I have somebody like that, and you have, for example, the lady that was the best student with her 5 boys. I can imagine, like, one day she said 5 boys. I'm like, that's like my daughter.
One.
So automatically, I need to make sure that she gets access to me. She has my PS number. If she cannot find money, she will call the driver. She will call everybody.
Yes,
So
wow.
I have to give some grace for her. Because she's still 10.
Yeah.
And she still, even though she understands that we can have quality time, I try new things with them. I'm not as adventurous as them.
Yeah.
My kids are very sporty and very daring. So I try to indulge them. They like theme parks, all this, and yes, the mommy is screaming, but that's their baby. They like it. And I'm able to do that with them because I know that maybe I will miss a birthday here, a birthday thing. But they know that when I get back, for me it's always quality over quantity. For me it's quality. So I make sure that when they were younger, I'll plan around them. I will take some time off when it's their half term. We won't travel out of Ghana. We won't go to the village.
Yeah.
But then they have all their cousins, and it's the time they're spending with their family that matters.
Yeah.
So they are growing up now. Now they realize they've been doing village living. So now they are pushing more for
I was
London. It was a fantastic time. So I
know.
think it's important that we stop saying be in the office.
It's very
Be in the,
important. Yeah.
for me, it's have you achieved your task?
That's what is important.
Because you can be sitting there and be watching YouTube and work your own, and I wouldn't do that. Facebook. So I wouldn't know. I distress in social media. When I'm stressed sometimes, maybe 2 hours. I could be honest.
So you
I
laugh,
could be honest.
you laugh your heart
My,
out.
that is my
Distress.
You laugh out.
I have to have the grace for all my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those with special needs. I mean, I've seen my colleagues that have special needs, same age as my daughter, and you could see the transformation before it was Down syndrome, so they were a bit skeptical. But I told him, take care to the nursery my daughter goes to. And yes, I think he was about 2 years older. But I see him now, and he's 13, he's writing, he's reading, he is like he's a sharp boy, and
They are intelligent.
everything. Even though she's older than me, she said, thank you for not being like every other person. And you see, sometimes that's what they need.
Yes.
That's what they need. For not being like every other person. Because I'll be like, no, you don't take him to a special needs school. They are different spectrums. And that's what people don't realize. They're different spectrums. Some autistic kids are brainy.
Yes. Very, very.
Brainy to the point where they're out of this world. They are on another level. My goddaughter, autistic, but she can, by 3, she was doing paragraphs, sentences, praying, and I'll talk to my friend about it. And I was like, my kids weren't doing this at this age. So this is somebody that doesn't talk for the first 3 years of her life. And automatically now she's talking about mama, papa, talking about, yes, I want to talk to mommy Penny. And this is a non-verbal kid that all of a sudden, so sometimes it's the grade.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't burden each other. Support system very support system. Because I don't know where my kid will be. And he will need help from you. I am not the best, but at least I know that I want to create an environment where no matter who you are, and I'm thankful that I do have the exposure. So I'm exposed to a lot of things. And I think my mother, like the praying mother, has a lot of people that she was counseling. So I've been exposed to quite a number of people, and I don't give up on people. So even at work, you can even come at 12 midnight. I don't have a problem with it. Have you finished your task?
Yeah.
For me, so I'm more results oriented. I don't necessarily have to be at work. I always tell my team. Because I don't know, then I'm doing like 1,000 things at the same time. As long as I'm done your work, I don't have to physically be there. So I think I'm also reorienting my team and talking to people around me, even my kids. I've been out the whole day, but I've touched base with the older one. I mean, we share locations, so yes, you know who I am. So these are the things that we have to give grace. We have to be open. We have to move from the old way of
doing
doing
things.
and to look at more focused, results-oriented. Have you done this task? If you haven't done it, what is the issue? I don't need you to be aware. If you're a salesperson, be on the field. My underwriters in-house would support you. Don't come to work. I mean, if you're coming to work, you're bringing the money and going back. I can't say you're a salesperson, you're sitting down and I'm happy with you. No. You have to look at everybody's talent and everybody's task. So my kids, I'm very intentional with them. Because they know too much as well. Thanks to social media. Thanks to that. So I think my daughter, for example, they asked, Mommy, can we have social media? I'm like, no. By the time I realized she had posted a picture of me. And I think it was October. It's my mommy's birthday. And she put my name there. And I sat down, I'm like, but you Googled me, so you understand, and you put your name there. This is the implications, baby. Don't do that. And with her, we realized If you push, you push harder. So then, with those kids, we created the TikTok account. She even managed to convince her father she's going to use it for gospel music, for to expand God's.
The way to influence.
So,
Influence on social media.